emanating from deep under the earth, spreading across the globe at the speed of thought, changing the world one brain at a time. This is the Final Order Report from Green Brain Comics. Welcome, Brainiacs. I am your host, Dan Merritt, Chief Purchasing Officer at Green Brain Comics. Every week we bring you a curated list of comics and graphic novels that will be going to print next week and are scheduled to hit the shelves as soon as 4 weeks from now. We are here today to share this info and give you one final chance to subscribe and or special order before Sunday, April 7th at 5 p.m. Green Brain Comics and the Final Order Report are powered by Comichub. Check out Comichub online at comichub.com. Mobile apps available for Android and iPhone. Start an account online or sync up to your existing account. Order and pay securely online and make sure you never miss an issue. We will be using Comichub today to show you items from this week's Last Call for Confirmed Orders Carousel. First off, let's give you a quick tour of Comichub. Once you get past the opening screen, you see the following banners for Aside Items and Shop Coming Soon. Aside Items is for all of the things that are on hold for you currently in the store that you have access to not only pay for, but also to ship. Behind the green banner, the Shop Coming Soon, that's what we'll be looking at today. Once you get in, you see the following carousels that rotate left to right. The top one is search results. Below that is preview pages for some upcoming books. Then there's the Last Call for Final Order Cutoff Carousel. That's the one we will be looking at today. But below that we have a carousel for this week's coming books on Wednesday, April 10th. And below that we have carousels for upcoming and ongoing events, including House of Brainiac, Blood Hunt, Fall of the House of X, and the upcoming Infinity Watch. Once you expand the Last Call for Confirmed Orders Carousel, it just scrolls up and down, and you have the following controls up at the top: publisher, category, brand, and alphanumeric, that you can go straight to those titles. And the first thing we'll be looking at today is the Final Order Report for younger reader comics and graphic novels. First thing on the list today is One Cool Duck from Hippo Park Publishing. This is by cartoonist Mike Petrick and would be great for younger readers. And then we have Curveball from award-winning author Pablo Cartaya and New York Times bestselling illustrator Miguel Diaz-Rivas. That is from Disney Hyperion with 192 pages for $14.99. Also have a very young reader Marvel beginner book, First 100 Words. This is from writer Sheila Sweeney Higginson and has some adorable illustrations. Let's take a closer look at that. Good old Hulk. Man, that sure looks like Jay Foskett stuff. I'm thinking this is Jay Foskett's book, but he's not getting credit for it. Interesting. Good stuff. Marvel Beginnings, First 100 Words. And then we have Anzu and the Realm of Darkness, some fantastic action adventure fantasy from Penguin younger readers and Mai K. Nguyen. And then we have Dr. Seuss, Cat Out of Water. This is a brand new graphic novel from New York Times best-selling author Art Baltazar, the gentleman who brought you Tiny Titans, and Random House bring you this 80-page original graphic novel, Dr. Seuss, Cat Out of Water. And finally, in younger readers, we have the Marvel X-Men Little Golden Book. This is a hardcover featuring all your favorite X-Men from X-Men 97, from writer Ari Kaplan and artist Shane Klester. And that wraps our final order report for younger readers. Now let's go right over into manga. First manga today is from Alien Books, Fake Rebellion Manga Volume 2. We just got Volume 1, pretty cool looking, kind of violent. But hey, everybody likes violence. Check out this second of 2 volumes from Yu-chan Sasaki and Alien Books. Then we have Captain Momo's Secret Base Manga, Volume 1 from Kenji Suruta and Dark Horse Comics. Dark Horse also puts out a hardcover volume of H.P. Lovecraft's At the Mountain of Madness. This is an adaptation of the Master's classic horror, adapted by Gu Tanabe, who also does the artwork. Then we have Edo Manga Volume 2 from Amano Jaku. We just got Volume 1 in a week or so ago. Looks really cool. If you're a fan of Akira and that kind of sci-fi with a little bit of horror, you'll want to check out Edo. Then we have Metalist Manga Volume 2. We just got Volume 1 in from Suru Makaida and Kodansha. It's about figure skating. Manga is so diverse in topics. Let's move on to Monster Cats. Oh, they're not that diverse in topics. Probably about 50% of the output of all manga creators is cat comics. This is from Pandanya. And then we have True Love Fades Away. This romantic shoujo josei period drama about a noble woman and nobleman pretend to be in love to avoid getting married, from Seven Seas. Then we have Mobsters in Love Volume 1 from Square Enix and Yoshi Karuhara and Chiyoko Origami. And finally, in manga this week, we have from Titan Publishing, Speed Grapha from Tomozo. And that wraps up manga. Let's slide right on over to... Oops. Let me show you this full screen. Let's slide right on over to original graphic novels. First thing up there is a wonderful looking book, Noodles, Rice, and Everything Spice, from Christina DeWitt and Malika Kapunen. This fun guide to Thai food in comic form weaves the history of every dish, each dish, and lots of cooking tips, plus just enough food photography to keep your mouth watering. Noodles, Rice, and Everything Spice from 10 Speed Press. Then from Fantagraphics, we get a new original graphic novel from Miroslav Sekulik Struha called Petar and Lisa. I think this was on last week's FOC list, but I want to show it off again because it's cool and I love those flying eye books. Garbage Night from Benji Lee. This is the complete collected graphic novel. 208 pages for $29.99. What a deal. And from Silver Sprocket, we get My Body Unspooling. The publisher, this publisher is great. They're so fun-loving and exciting, and they publish possibly the most bizarre graphic novels on the market. From Silver Sprocket and Leo Fox, this is My Body Unspooling. That wraps up the final report for original graphic novels. Now let's look at some trade paperbacks. Ribbon Queen from Garth Ennis and Jason Burrows, with this cover by Declan Shelvey, collects the 8-issue miniseries from AWA. Not sure where this should have went, but this is an art collection of Rachel and Terry Dodson's work in softcover and hardcover from Flesk Publications. and the artwork for the softcover is the same. Then we have Hunt for Skinwalker, collecting that recent 4-issue miniseries from Zach Thompson and Valerio Burzo. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Unlimited. This collects the 2 different 6-issue miniseries, Mighty Morphin and Power Rangers, all in one volume, 320 pages for $24.99. Another deal. Nice. Second volume of Carmilla from Amy Chu and Sue Lee. This is The Last Vampire Hunter. We have Nemesis Reloaded. This is a 2024 printing. Now that Mark Millar has taken Millerverse or Miller World over to Dark Horse Comics, they are doing the new printings. Also from Dark Horse is Stranger Things, The Voyage, collecting that 4-issue mini. Super Sons, a complete collection of, Super Sons 1 through 14, an annual, some one-shots, this and that, from Peter Tomasi, Carlo Barbieri, and Peter Gleason. Hexagon Bridge collects this 5-issue miniseries into a beautiful collection from Richard Blake and Image Comics. Dear Editor is the collection of that miniseries from Mad Cave, Ryan Lindsay, and artist Sammy Cavella. One of the more intriguing books from the end of the year. And over at Marvel, we got a few trade paperbacks here. We got Realm of X, collecting 4 issues from Torin Grunbeck, Diogenes Neves, and Stephanie Hans doing the cover. We got Uncanny Spider-Man, Fall of X, collecting that miniseries from Cy Spurrier and Lee Garbett with this Tony S. Daniel cover. And finally, we get the Star Wars The High Republic graphic novel Volume 1, collecting that miniseries along with material from Star Wars Revelations from writer Cavan Scott, Jim Toe on art, and Phil Noto doing this cover. And that wraps up a final report for trade paperbacks. Now let's move on over to new printings. From Boom Studios, we get a new printing of Grimm number 16. I think that starts off a new storyline from Stephanie Phillips and artist Flaviano, who has a recolored cover for this new printing. Cobra Commander number 1 gets a 3rd printing with a new cover by Ludo Lullaby. This might be repurposed with recoloring. Let's see. Duke gets a 2nd printing of number 3. Transformers gets a 6th printing of number 1. Wow. This is the book that just keeps giving. Ooh, speaking of which, also from the Energon universe, we get Void Rivals. Let's see, this is number 1, 8th printing. Number 3, 5th printing. Number 4, 4th printing. And number 5, 4th printing. With that new cover from Mateus Lopez, pardon me. Then we get a 2nd printing of Edge of Spider-Verse number 2 with this new Todd Knock cover featuring the new character Spooky Man. Spooky Man. New Mutants 98 gets a new printing of the facsimile edition featuring the first appearance of Deadpool, along with Domino as well. Double the fun from Rob Liefeld. Ultimate Spider-Man number 3 gets a 2nd printing with this new Marco Cicchetto cover. Web of Spider-Man gets a new 2nd printing of number 1 from Ryan Brown. A very creepy cover on this oversized one-shot. And X-Men 97 gets a 2nd printing of number 1 as well with this new animation art cover. Now let's move right on over to 2nd issues. We get a Deadweights number 2, 2nd issue. I think we're just getting number 1 this week. That's kind of a drag, but you could get your copy reserved and available for you on May 8th. Pardon me. Monsters Are My Business, and Business is Good, number 2 from Cullen Bunn, Patrick Piazzalunga, and Dark Horse Comics. Usagi Yojimbo, The Crow, number 2, following up on that sold-out first issue. Gonna have to get some of those back in. Second issue of Godzilla vs. the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the sequel, with a new cover by Baltimore Rivas. And Savage Sword of Conan, the magazine format. Number 2 gets a second issue with this cover by Dave Dorman. Oh, God, that's terrifying. That looks almost like Vince Locke. My God, the body horror on that book. Good stuff from Jim Zub, Patrick Zurcher, and Dave Dorman on cover. Deadpool number 2 from Cody Ziegler and Roger Antonio, with this new cover by Torrin Clark. Very nice cover. Dig that Taskmaster. What a great costume design. Spider-Man Shadow of the Green Goblin from J.M. DeMatteis and Michael St. Maria, with this new cover by Paulo Sequeira. And that wraps up our focus on second issues. Now let's wrap up this let's bring this program home with first issues. A Wave Blue World is debuting this new sequel miniseries called Mezzo Trial of Rodin from Tyler Chin-Tanner and Val Rodriguez, who did this cover. And it's got a B cover by Chris Shahan. Valiant Entertainment is coming back from Alien Books. We get a new 2-issue miniseries from Faith called Faith Returns from Jody Hauser and Alita Vidal. Got a B cover by Alita Vidal also. Valiant gets a 4-issue miniseries from Ryan Cady and Al Baranueva, with this cover by Augustin Alessio, and the B cover by Nico Di Mattia. That's very nice. Big cast in that book. Valiant's number 1 drops on May 8th. Then over at Dynamite, a big debut for them. They are bringing back Space Ghost from Punisher writer David Pepose and interior artist Jonathan Lau. Greed and corruption flourish in the darkness between stars, with the territories of the Galactic Federation spread far and wide across the vastness of space. Pirates and hijackers ransack the distant colonies with cruel disregard for the innocent scientists living within them. Yet there is cosmic vigilante who metes out justice throughout the entire galaxy, bringing vengeance to those prey upon the defenseless, to those who prey upon the defenseless. Fixing your copy there, Dynamite. Space Ghost number 1 drops on May 1st from Dynamite Entertainment. David Pepose, Jonathan Lau, with this cover by Francesco Mattina. Ooh, a beautiful Jay Lee cover. Bjorn Barons, that's pretty cool. He barely looks like a zombie on this cover. This cover credited to Frank Cho is actually from Michael Cho. And you get a foil version of the Space Ghost number 1 for just a few extra bucks, dropping on May 1st, just in time for Free Comic Book Day. It's Space Ghost number 1. And over at Mad Cave Studios, we get a new series called Mugshots from writer Jordan Thomas and artist Chris Matthews. I think Jordan Thomas had something to do with Bitter Root, maybe? Looks pretty cool. Looks like some good crime comics. Very nice Saul Bass inspired cover. And a B cover by Jorge Fornes. This is Mugshots number 1. Also from new publisher Magma Comics, this is a new series from writer Steve Orlando and artist Megan Huang called Scale Trade. In a modern-day world one step removed from our own, dragons are a highly respected and highly endangered species. But poaching is an existential threat. When a young idealist joins the federal agency tasked with managing dragon populations, he quickly discovers that the entire system is corrupt after seeing firsthand the cruelty of the system. Our new radicalized dragon savior takes matters into his own hands. From Eisner Award-nominated writer Steve Orlando and artist Megan Huang, Scale Trade #1 drops on May 1st. Over at Oni Press, we get a new series, looks like fun, called Toxic Summer. From the mutated mind of Eisner Award-winning cartoonist Derek Charm comes a monster-sized 48-page nightmare beach party that will keep you up all night if you can live long enough to tell the tale. From Derek Charm and artist Scott Forbes, we got this A cover by Derek Charm, a B cover by Scott Forbes, a C cover by Skylar Petridge with tentacles and all, and a D cover with the Radioactive Waste 5th sketch variant. 5th ink sketch variant? Sure, it's Toxic Summer #1. Looks like fun. Over at Dark Horse, we get a new series called Heart Piercer from Rich Doick and artist Gavin Smith. Not sure if this miniseries are ongoing, but that drops on May 15th. Also from Dark Horse, we get a new Masters of the Universe miniseries called Evolution. I think this is based on the current Netflix animated series, written by Tim Sheridan with art by Daniel HDR with a cover by Dave Wilkins. Fates and ambitions collide. Journey to the earliest days of the universe's most consequential and fraught team-ups in this first issue of the official 4-part prequel to the Netflix streaming event. That's right, Masters of the Universe Revolution from writer Tim Sheridan and Daniel HDR drops on May 5th with this Dave Wilkins cover and a B cover by Tyler Boss. Over at DC, we get 5th week projects, mostly annuals. The first one is Flash Annual #1 from 2024, written by Simon Spurrier with art by Al Kaplan and a cover by Mike Diodato, and this B cover by Daniel Bayliss. These annuals tend to be one-shots and don't really necessarily line up to the series, so I won't be pulling this. Even for Harley Quinn readers, if you're interested in this, make sure you get your order in by Sunday at 5 p.m. This one-shot annual is written by Erica Henderson with interiors by Erica Henderson, as well as this cover. And we got a B cover, amazingly, by Erica Henderson. This drops on April 30th. We'll have it on sale on May 1st, because that's what we do. Wednesday's New Comic Book Day, DC. You figured it out. We'll get there soon. Nightwing also gets an annual from writer Travis Moore. I don't think so. Yeah, maybe. Sure. Who also does this cover and is a secret origin of B. Bennett, Nightwing's new girlfriend. And then we get a one-shot on the House of Brainiac storyline. This called Part 2.5. An essential issue in the Action Comics Superman crossover as Brainiac's secret history with Lobo and Sarnia is revealed. How did Brainiac create a bottled city of Zarnia? Who steps up to protect Metropolis after Brainiac's army leaves and ruins? Will Lois Lane confront Perry White about his own secrets as he runs for mayor of Metropolis? And how is Amanda Waller involved in all of this? All these questions and more are answered in this crucial issue that connects to DC's Superman-sized event. From writers Mark Russell and Joshua Williamson, artist Edwin Galman and Steve Pugh with the Jamal Campbell cover, and this foil version of the Jamal Campbell cover. Then we get a new 3-issue miniseries from Image Comics called Bear, Pirate, Viking, Queen, from writer Sean Lewis and artist Jonathan Marks Baravechia. That's right. This miniseries premiere is a blood-splattered story of conquest. Bears, pirates, Vikings, and queens all battling for their claim to determine what the world will become. Rendered in stunning watercolor by artist Jonathan Marks Baravecchio, it's a gorgeous story of the blood spilled to make countries. And what's cooler than that? It's only got one cover. Available on May 1st. 72 pages for $4.99. What a deal. Check this, folks, out. Bear, Pirate, Viking, Queen. Also from Image Comics, we get a new 3-issue miniseries spinning out of... what was this spinning out of? Well, we'll find out. Chip Zdarsky and Chris Anka, the all-star team behind the White Trees, return to the fantastical land of Black Sand with this 2-issue miniseries. It's also got this B cover by Fiona Staples that we can almost not show you, and a C cover by Rosemary Valero O'Connell, the Whisper Queen. Boy, this book just drips sensuality. And of course, it's written by Eisner Award-winning Chip Zdarsky with Chris Anka. And so it doesn't seem alone by itself. Chip Zdarsky is also collecting The White Trees, the 2-issue miniseries that leads into that book. Right here from creators Chip Zdarsky and Chris Anka. Get a new a new Blood Hunt tie-in from Amazing Spider-Man number 49. Just wanted to point that one out to you. Blood Hunt's going to be going strong by the time this drops on May 8th with this John Romita cover, John Romita Jr., pardon me. And also to show it off, we got this Disney What If variant from Giada Parasanotto, playing off a classic X-Men cover by Neil Adams. Then we got another spin-off from Blood Hunt. This called Blood Hunters from Christos N. Gage and artist Javier Garrón with a Greg Land cover, releasing on May 8th. It also has a Blood Red variant sketch cover, sure, and a Declan Shalvey book cover. Kind of cool looking, kind of metal. Blood Hunters number 1. Captain America's got a new storyline and a new mission to assemble 6 new change agents under the Front Door Cabaret's protection before they can be found by those who want them eradicated. But his first recruit is already in danger, and Cap's only lead seems to be a misplaced penguin. It's Captain America number 9. Jump on now from J. Michael Straczynski and Jesus Says. Dracula Blood Hunt, also spinning out of Blood Hunt, is written by Danny Lore with art by Vincenzo Caratu, and this Rod Rice cover, Blood Red variant cover, and a Mateus Manhanini cover. Dracula Blood Hunt. And we got Giant Size X-Men. This is a one-shot celebrating the Giant Size format's 50th anniversary, written by Ann Nesenti, veteran writer Ann Nesenti, with interior art by Lee Ferguson. We got this Brian Hitch cover and a cover by David Barton, the Deadly Foes variant. And then we got this Javier Garrón homage variant, all on Giant Size X-Men number 1. And let's see if I got any covers. Nope. Let's move right on over to our cover model for the program today. This is a new series spotlighting Spider-Gwen, the Ghost Spider. Written by Stephanie Phillips with interior art by Federica Mansion, with this beautiful cover by Mark Brooks. Trapped in the 6164. Good. Welcome to New York. Gwen truly becomes a ghost spider where she moves full-time to the universe where Gwen Stacy died years ago. But why did she leave Earth 65? Why aren't the other spiders supposed to know she's here? Why isn't she supposed to suit up? So many questions and so many covers. And who will get hurt when she does? From Stephanie Phillips, Federica Mansion, this Mark Brooks cover. We get a blank variant cover, a backup cover. Let's see. We get a David Lopez vampire variant, a Hernanda Sousa foil variant. Keep in mind the quoted price on these will be $10, not the $4.99 that's on the listing here. Jenny Frizen cover at regular cover price. And Pablo Villalobos all gracing this beautiful book from Stephanie Phillips, Federica Mansion, Spider-Gwen, the Ghost Spider. And then Star Wars Darth Vader number 46 kicks off a new storyline from Greg Pak and Raphael Ienco. Lionel Francis Yu cover. Got another tie-in to Blood Hunt, this one focusing on Strange Academy and all the students from that school, written by Daniel Older and Daniel Jose Older, with interior art by Luigi Zagaria and Umberto Ramos. Strange Academy number 1 gets this, also has a Diwali variant. Strange Academy Blood Hunt number 1. Blood Red variant? Sure. Keeps going. Venom 33 is a Blood Hunt tie-in with this classic tribute cover by Cafu. And to wrap up the first issues, this is far from that. It's actually the penultimate issue of Wolverine number 49, Armor Up, for the penultimate part of Sabretooth's War. Wolverine is powerless, but not defenseless. Forge made Logan one last invention. And with the lives of the X-Men and all mutants on the line, it's time to unleash the ultimate weapon. Featuring the full debut of the adamantium armor. Pretty sweet. From Ben Percy, Jeff Shaw, and Lionel Francis Yu on that cover, it's Wolverine 49. And that wraps up our final order report on first issues. Now let's show you some upcoming events. First thing on our upcoming events is, let me see if I can get back to this. Do that. Hey, it's Brain Scan. We'll be back live on Tuesday, on the eve of New Comic Day, to preview all the new comics hitting the shelves on Wednesday, April 10th. Check us out live on YouTube and Facebook. Then on, next Friday, April 12th, we will be over at Downey Brewing Company for the return of Drink and Draw from 7 to 9:30. Come on by, hang out with fellow artists, have a fantastic, refreshing drink of lots of various tastings and options, and join all of us from Green Brain Comics, and a representative from Blick Art Supplies will be there to bring this big party back to Downey Brewing Company. Check out Downey Brewing Company on their socials for more information about that location. And then, let's see, a week from Monday, April 15th, Tax Day, the return of Brain Candy. This is Brain Candy 55, where we will be hosting musician Brian Ryborn, poet Mark James Andrew, prose writer Steve Amick, and visual art from Julie K. Fournier. This is Brain Candy, our monthly showcase of local talent, all brought to you by the Emerging Writers Network, all the performers, and the folks at Green Brain Comics. That all happens on Monday, April 15th, and it's absolutely free. And then finally, here's a big one. We've been invited to participate in a big event over at the Redford Theater. They're one of the few theaters in America that have been licensed to show all of the Spider-Man movie series in consecutive Mondays starting on the 15th, but we've been invited for the showing on Monday, April 22nd for Spider-Man 2, the classic from let's see, when was that? 2004, featuring everybody's favorite Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, and Alfred Molina as Dr. Otto Octavius. We will be in the lobby before the show, and after the show, directly after the show, I will be co-hosting a live podcast on the stage at the Redford Theater for Spider-Man 2 on April 22nd. That starts at 7 p.m. Tickets are $10, and it's at the amazing Redford Theater. You want to check that out, redfordtheater.com. And, of course, I'd like to invite you back for more Final Order Report next week. We want to make sure that you get all the information needed to make educated decisions about what you are purchasing in the future from Green Brain Comics. Yeah. Let's see. I think that's it, folks. Let me scroll down here. Thanks for joining me for the Final Order Report. Stay up to date on all of our happenings. We are Green Brain Comics on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. We are Green Brain CMX on X. All of the links to our shopping cart website and Comichub are below in the description. We are spreading the love of comic books and graphic novels from the heart of East Downtown Dearborn since 1985. Yeah. Feed your brain at Green Brain Comics. Thanks for watching, folks. We'll see you soon. Emanating from deep under the earth, spreading across the globe at the speed of thought, changing the world one brain at a time. This is the Final Order Report from Green Brain Comics.